Today's goal is to simplify expressions with negative indices. Like I said, negative indices. So we want to make them positive, okay? So that's our goal today. So you've got to remember all the indice laws which we've spoken about in the past and try and apply them, okay? And like I already said, that today's most important law is the one in the blue box. A to the power of -3, what is that equal to? As a positive indice, it is 1 on A to the power of 3. So we're just using that law, which I just said, bringing it under a fraction and making it a positive indice now. Okay? What about the second one? So we want to express it as positive indices. So the -5 is only for the D. So 2e3 over d to the power of 5. Okay? So we've taken the d to the -5, we brought it under the fraction, and now it's a +5. X to the -7, what do we do with that? So we bring it above the fraction, so now it becomes x to the power of 7, and don't forget there's a 6 there as well, so we just leave the 6. Okay, so now we've got brackets, we're going to have to use the bracket law. So remember, if we have a number to the power of m, and then there's a bracket with a power outside, it's the same as a to the power m times n, okay? So you have to do the squared on both the top and the bottom, everyone, okay? So it's going to become, on the top, 14 becomes 14 squared. X squared, what does that become? X to the power of 4, or x 2 times 2. What does x to the power of 6 become? 6 times 2. All good? So you're multiplying by that indice, okay? That's the bracket law. Don't leave it as 14 squared. What do we do? You do the m minus the n. So 4 minus 12, I guess you could do that, and then bring it under. So we've got 4 on top minus the 12 on bottom, okay? 4 minus 12, that becomes -8, so then you bring it under the fraction. All right. So we need to do, well, I do it, do you remember BidMass? I don't know. I do the brackets first, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to do this bracket up here. So the r squared cubed. Very good. 2 times 3. Because it's the brackets, the bracket law, remember? What about the s? 3, that one's pretty easy. All right, the 2 just stays the same. And I'll just leave that at the moment. I'm just going to do the brackets first. Okay, r to the power of -4 squared. What does that become? -4 times 2 is -8. All right, now we've got s to the power of 3 squared. Yep. Okay, so now I've got rid of the brackets. That's the first step I recommend. Now we can simplify. So the 2, nothing's going to happen to the 2. It's just going to stay there. Now let's look at all the r's. So we have r to the power 6 times r to the power of negative 8. What does that become? Very good. So r to the power 6 times r to the power negative 8 becomes r to the power of negative 2. And then we're dividing that by r to the power of negative 2. So that becomes 1, not 0. If it was 0, the whole thing would be 0. Okay, so that's the r's. What about the s's? S to the power 3 over s to the power 3 times s to the power 6. Yep, s to the power 3 over s to the power 9. Or you could just cross these out and it becomes s to the power of 6. Does that make sense? Yeah. 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Bring it under the brackets. S to the power 6 is another way to do it. So the final answer, the r's disappeared, so we're just left with 1 over 2 s to the power 6.